BitBoy Crypto Morning Tea. Good morning, everybody. It's September 9th, 2021. My name's Piano Matty B. That's Scaramucci's, and this is your Morning Tea. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing, all the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni, bringing the data. The FOMO index has dropped to 45 from yesterday's 47. And Nosy Miss Newsbaum social media market sentiment in a rent control department in Queens is at 71. Which means every time people talk about Bitcoin, has a 71% positivity rate. Bitcoin dominance is at 40.9%. 24-hour volume is at 170 billion. And the overall market cap is 2.13 trillion. Give or take a couple hundred million. Over on the daily, we're still riding dirty on the 200 moving average, trying to get up and over the 50% fib level. The stepchild of fib levels, not a blood relative, but still a member of the family. And like some stepchildren, this one does tend to demand a little more attention from mom and dad. We see price action has a lot of history at this level. And although it's acting as resistance now, it's played a much larger role in the past as support. And when we check on ticket sales or volume, we see the bears stormed in and left, and we've returned back down to a rather poor turnout once again. Hey, tip your waitstaff, everybody. If we Christopher Nolan down to the 4-hour chart, one can argue that a triangle has formed. And price action should break out to the upside shortly as Bitcoin gavots through this triangle. We might see a tailwind down between 45 and 45.5 before we break out and visit the brass rails of the 200 moving average at 47.5. Hey. And look who's rappelling down like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. To help out, I'm a-coming for you, Bitcoin. It's the squatter, the 20 moving average, price action, being shell-shocked and traumatized by the recent price flush. We'll probably see it as a headwind of resistance and briefly stall out when it hits. And if you're stuck on the word gavotte, not to worry. Gavotte is a Baroque dance move, and here it is in all its 240p quality for reference. And this is how I picture price action moving within a triangle. But more importantly, we know what gavotte means now, so we've learned something very important today. And I'm wondering if through the wonderful process of reticular activation, the word gavotte will present itself to you in your day-to-day life. Now that you know it. And if you're stuck on the term reticular activation, this is when you learn a new word, and then all of a sudden you hear it everywhere. And now we're up to 2 important lessons today. And I suppose the third important lesson, to round her out, would be that even when Solana peaked yesterday at 190, then retraced back to 185, it was still a good buying opportunity. As we see Solana continue its majestic run, breaking $200 and hitting an all-time high of 215. I wonder what the FOMO index is on Solana. Let's take a look. No whammies, no whammies, no whammy! Yes, 99, that's what I thought. Now that's FOMO at its best. When I look at that face on Kirsten Wiig's character, Sue the Surprise Lady, I don't think Anything has so appropriately embodied how anyone who didn't buy Solana feels right now. But congrats to those who did. Hey, and remember to tip your waitstaff again. Can't stress enough. And remember, we're playing the same game as a psychopathic elected league. That's right, it's a long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. Oh, I bet boy, crypto morning tea. Hey, oh, cha-cha-cha-ching.